What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am back with a Q&A. Jay Shady here. This is Q&A number 12, I believe. Took a little vacation from this series, but we're back with it. Q&A number 12. Let's kick it off. First question is from Meyer Taker. Alright, here we go. He has two questions. What's your favorite band in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s? My favorite band from the 80s is Guns N' Roses. Huge Guns N' Roses fan. 90s, Nirvana, I'd say. Probably my favorite band in the 90s is Nirvana. 2000s, fuck everybody else, you know. For me, music dies after 1999. I really like the songs I listen to in bands from the 2000s are just a very small number. It's mostly like just random songs from, you know, bands, not like a whole discography or a whole catalog of music. I think music just died in the 2000s. So, can you even call the people in the 2000s made music bands? Shit wasn't really bands, but you know, some other favorite bands of mine are Metallica, Motley Crue, Skid Row, Radiohead, Bush, Judas Priest, Aerosmith, Queen, a lot of 80s stuff. I was a huge 80s metal fan back in the day. Still am, but not as much as I was. I was fucking nuts about the 80s back then. But yeah, those are some of my favorite bands. I might be forgetting a couple, but yeah. Okay, next question from Meyer Taker. What do you think of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson? Did you like the guy? When I was young, Michael Jackson was like a fucking childhood idol for me. I mean, I used to put on the one glove and the whole fucking outfit, find like a sparkle jacket like Billie Jean and dance like a fool. I mean, the guy's just a fantastic musician. I mean, his music is fantastic, just unbelievable, hit after hit after hit. I mean, I can't really think of many people who just so many fucking memorable, just famous hits, like one after the other after the other. And the guy's just an all-around entertainer. I mean, I don't know if there is a better entertainer than Michael Jackson when it comes down to the singing, the dancing, performing, you know, concert-wise, music videos. I mean, the guy pioneered so much, and just, I mean, that's the perfect example of how pop music should sound, but nobody seems to get it right. I think, you know, he was a genius musician-wise. Say what you want about the guy. I know everybody has a bunch of different opinions on the guy, but, you know, I mean, I think everybody in America just judges people way too much rather than judging themselves. They like to get away from judging themselves by judging people in the media. You know, I mean, you can't put yourself in the shoes of the way he grew up, fame his whole life, a crazy fucking father, always having to, you know, just be in the spotlight, you know. So say what you want, but the guy was just a fantastic fucking entertainer and made some great music. So there you go. That answers that. Next is, let's see. Give me a second here, please. Thank you. Chris is ballin' 123. His question: Yo Jay, what is your favorite mafia movie? Mine is probably Goodfellas because of how much of a fucking badass Joe Pesci was in it. My favorite mafia movie would be The Godfather. It's one of my maybe top 3 favorite movies of all time. Maybe even on some days it's my favorite movie of all time. It usually changes though. Every couple days I have a different opinion about my favorite movie, but The Godfather is a fucking phenomenal movie. I mean, the best possible storytelling you could find. Every fucking scene progresses to the next. Constant development. There's nothing wasted in the movie. Just great story development. Great storytelling right there. Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking more of like, you know, the fast-talking, you know, flashy type of mafia movie that we've come to know in the 80s, 90s, then yeah, Goodfellas would be it, but The Godfather is a mafia movie, but it is so much more than that too. So yeah, a movie having to do about the mafia. My Godfather is my favorite one. Next is from Andrew T. All of the questions are about Chris Benoit's 3-hour show. Alright, here we go. 1. Did you already know about his death before Raw started? Yes, I did. My friend called me the day he died. I forgot if it was like Saturday or Sunday. But the day he died, my friend called me, so I knew then. And I was shocked. I didn't know the circumstances. I don't think the details weren't released by the time Raw hit around. So he was, it was just a different kind of way I felt at that time than a couple days after when I found out what happened. But yeah, I didn't know about his death. Next up, do you think WWE made the right decision by not letting the fans into the arena? I think having only Vince in the ring made a lasting impact on me. Yeah, it did. It was different. It was serious. It was a very good choice to do it like that. It made it very serious. This is like it was looking like this isn't part of the show. This is something, a life thing. This isn't about the fans. It isn't about a show. It's about a man's life. Last question about this. What story by a wrestler touched you a lot? I don't remember really. That I only watched it one time, the Chris Benoit special, the when it was live. I haven't watched it since. Haven't cared to go back. I remember the Owen one a lot more than I do the Chris Benoit. I always go back and watch the Raw is Owen, so I can't really remember too much from the Chris Benoit show, other than that I saw it only one time. So there you go. Next up, Will Ferrell #1. Do you think that Cody Rhodes, Damien Sandow, Wade Barrett, William Regal, and Ted DiBiase Jr. will become WWE Champion or World Heavyweight Champion? Let's go through these. Let's see. Cody Rhodes, I think he could maybe... He could probably become a World Heavyweight Champion. Don't know about WWE Champion. Damien Sandow, it's going to take a lot of fucking work and deconstruction of what they've been doing with him. One day, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I really was into the guy as a character and a performer, but they just destroyed him. I don't give a fuck about him anymore. But I don't know. Hopefully they could, because there is some good talent in there. Wade Barrett, his ship has sailed. I mean, when he was leading the Nexus, that was the fucking moment to make him the WWE Champion. Why they didn't, I'll never fucking know. But since then, I just don't give a fuck about the guy. Really don't. Everybody makes believe they love Wade Barrett for some reason. He hasn't done fucking jack shit. But everybody on the YWC has to love Wade Barrett for some reason. I don't know why. But, I mean, World Heavyweight Champion, maybe. I don't know. I really don't. This is William Regal. No fucking way. The guy's like fucking fat as fuck. What is he, like 50 years old? I don't know why William Regal would become WWE Champion or Heavyweight Champion. Ted DiBiase Jr. None of these guys are the... I mean, it's sad because besides William Regal, you would think these guys, young guys, future of the company, but the way they're booked, the way they're treated, I just don't see any of these guys amounting to anything. Next up, what are your favorite heel turns in wrestling? Let's see. Bret Hart. It was a progressing turn. It wasn't all in one shot. When in '97, but it culminated with the WrestleMania 13, the double turn. I thought that was great. Triple H, when he pedigreed Shawn Michaels at the fake DX reunion, 2002. Kane, when he took the mask off, that was a very iconic moment, even though taking the mask off in the long run was a bad thing. But the greatest one in history is Hogan Bash at the Beach, easily. I mean, the most long-lasting, memorable, relevant, just influential heel turn ever. Hulk Hogan joining the NWO, Hulkamania. Just a lifelong face. And why, that's what amazes me, because Hulk Hogan, what made it so great was that he was a fucking face. He was the #1 guy in wrestling turning heel. And imagine what it would do if John Cena did that. That's why this guy is just so fucking selfish. He can't just selflessly do what's good for entertainment and what's good for the fans. That would be an amazing moment. Just look at what it did for Hogan. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. Next up, from Will Ferrell, number 1, last question. If you were a WWE superstar, would you be a face, heel, or tweener? Well, I would go through all of those because unlike John Cena and most of the people these days, I don't like stale characters, you know. So, I mean, I wouldn't do it Vince Russo style where it's happening every week, but I would like to play all roles, you know. You gotta reinvent yourself all the time, you know, or else everybody's gonna get bored of you. But mostly, you know, I would like being a heel. It's just a lot of freedom you get to do, a lot. You get to have a lot of fun with the character, but also a tweener. I like that, and Austin really just defined how a tweener should be. Just a badass that is somebody that the audience cheers for, but he's not somebody with these high morals like Superman or John Cena. So I would go a lot between heel and tweener. Thanks for the questions. Yes, that does it for that portion. Now we move on to the next. Here we go. JNell512. If you were given charge of the WWE, what would you do to change it, and what superstars that were previously released would you rehire back? Well, I would just revamp like the whole fucking show. I mean, I would start pushing the young guys, you know, stop with the fuck. I would totally drop the whole McMahon power struggle thing, a storyline, you know, push the young guys, push the Shield, you know, Wyatt family's debuting next week, so I would do that. Try to like redeem people like Damian Sandow and Wade Barrett, Cesaro. Stop making everything about fucking John Cena. Just make it more about wrestling, you know. Make it more about what we're fucking doing, you know, rather than all this shit about apps and this and charity things and movies and yada yada yada. Make it about the show. Focus on what we're fucking doing, you know. Like, give some fucking prestige to people wanting to get championships, you know. It's like it doesn't even matter these days. Oh, so what? He wants the belt. The belt is meaningless these days, you know. Put some prestige in that. Make it like a fucking sport, you know, where you want that #1 trophy which says you're the best. And these days it just doesn't mean anything, you know. I forget who half the fucking champions are these days. So to make it a lot more like a competitive sport, you know. Really just, it's all you have to do. I mean, it doesn't take that much work. What superstars that were previously released would you rehire back? I don't know. I don't think I'd worry too much about rehiring a bunch of people back. I mean, if there was like maybe like John Morrison, he could do something. And like if I could take some guys who went to TNA back, like Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy. If I would really focus on rehiring a bunch of people back, maybe just a select few, but because I mean there are people in the company on the roster that you could work with. So next up, Andrew T has some more questions for me that I didn't see. Do you like Nirvana? Hell fucking yeah, I said it earlier in the video, my favorite band from the 90s along with Radiohead. But yeah, I love Nirvana. What is your favorite Robin Williams comedy DVD or CD? The HBO special that he did, the first one, I don't know what it's called, but it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I remember loving that. I need to see that shit again, it was so fucking funny. Last question from Andrew T. Do you feel in the beginning of Home Alone we should have met Marv and Harry together? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't remember how they're introduced. The movie's just fine for me. The Wrestling Crisis Q&A question. What are your thoughts on Jon Moxley, also known as Dean Ambrose? I've said this before. He's the future of the company. He is. To me, I see a unique personality. I see, you know, character that, you know, is just a breath of fresh air. He's not some fucking pandering babyface and just, you know, a dumbass, you know, stupid chicken shit heel. I see somebody who could be a great tweener, you know. The guy's got the talent, the all-around talent. I see, you know, nothing but bright colors and rainbows for Dean Ambrose in the future, and I hope that's what it is, because I will definitely support a WWE led by Dean Ambrose. Last questions come from Flashbomb84. He has a couple questions for me. Now, a couple of these questions, I'm going to do full-length videos on them in like the next couple weeks. So I'm not going to go into too much depth. Like this question, what is it like living in Brooklyn and the whole New York City area? Now, I've been thinking of doing a video like how it is living in Brooklyn in 2013, what Brooklyn is like, my opinions on it. So I'll go into depth in the full-length video, but briefly, you know, coming from Brooklyn, it's definitely an advantage. It's a pro. As you know, when you go out of New York, girls fucking die for that shit. You know, oh my god, you're from Brooklyn, so sexy. What are you, mafia? You know, they're real fucking dumb when it comes to knowing about Brooklyn. They think it's all mafias and you have to be a tough guy. So, and they love the fucking accent. They fucking faint for the accent. But New York is a love-hate relationship. You know, I'll go into that more deeper in the video. But you know, what's it like living in Brooklyn? It's convenient. You know, you don't have to drive. You fucking go outside. There's convenience stores. There's every fucking store you need right outside your house. Trains, you know, a whole bunch of people from everywhere in the world. So I'll save the rest of it for my full-length video. Question number 2. What's your opinion on the Montreal Screwjob? I'm gonna do a video on that. I know I have this series. It's called The Truth About. I did The Truth About John Cena, and one of the next ones is gonna be The Truth About the Montreal Screwjob. So check that video out. And the last question for this edition: who would you rate as the top 5 wrestlers of all time? Top 3 is Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Macho Man. If I have to add 2 more for top 5, I would put maybe The Undertaker and The Rock. You know, classic Rock. You know, I know we're hating The Rock these days. Quite frankly, deservedly so. He's not doing too good. But remember those good old days when The Rock was fucking awesome? Yes, so there you go. Top 5. That's my edition of the Q&A. Sorry for the long wait. But I'm back on track now. As always, if you have questions, leave them on this comment section or send me a message through inbox and I will get to them when I get to them. Alright, as always, I'm Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.